Hi hand readers, Jennifer here. From today I'm starting a series of mini tutorials covering the topic of what I found to be the most difficult line to learn when I was studying, and that is the minor earth line. The minor earth line is the vertical line that divides the two sides of the hands, otherwise known as the fate line, the Saturn line, and the career line in traditional palmistry. The two sides of the hands are respectively the ulnar side, which is named after the ulnar bone, and the radial, which is named after the radius. Today I'll be talking about a clear, fully formed minor earth line, and week by week I'll try and break it down into incremental little bits so that for those of you who are studying this line, perhaps it'll assist you to understand it more clearly. Generally speaking, minor earth lines begin from one of three variables of starting points lower down in the palm and run upward towards the middle finger, the earth finger in our 5-element system. In another video, I'll cover the various three starting points and their relevance. But just for today, I'll cover the basics, and that is that in its divisive position through the center of the palm, where it divides the two sides of the hands, it can be almost seen as a kind of a filter through which the inner, which is represented in the ulnar side, and the outer aspects of our being functions. In a sense, minor earth lines relate to internal stability and the balance between subjective needs and external duties. The line speaks of our life's work, how we relate to the demands of society, and how we relate to responsibility, and to some extent our karmic path, and also to some extent our success in terms of money and financial achievement. This image here depicts a full-length minor earth line. It is well formed, it flows from its point of commencement right up to the base of the earth finger, the middle finger. It's a very positive feature in a set of hands. It picks up on the qualities of the Saturn mount, it also adds to the sense of responsibility, sense of duty, to a deep inner sobriety and accountability. It could aspect a strength of character and sense of purpose or directive in a person, and the balance between subjective and objective experience. Remember, those are represented in the two different sides of the hands. It also shows stability, responsibility, and that the person is well adapted to their world. With this type of deep and clear minor earth line, conceivably the person is more disciplined. They might belong to a person who stays in one job, who is committed and hardworking. They are probably on quite a steady life path. From an element perspective, the earth element represents consistency. Remember, earth is the only element that doesn't move unless you move it. So it's that which endures and likes consistency, doesn't adapt well to change. So we might have in this person innate sense of respect for traditional values, a strong work ethic which will last to the end, as I think I said, very hardworking, and quite a strong, determined and enduring person altogether. Now I mentioned that very often this minor earth line looks more like this. In this picture you see it's made up of many lots of little tiny bits and pieces, all flowing upward, as you can see by the two black lines on either side, how this shows how we assess the minor earth line in the system that I teach, and that is that any energy that is flowing up towards that middle finger is going to be classified as a part of a fate line or a minor earth line. So we look for any lines that are streaming up towards that finger, and I like to color them in the color orange, which is the color that I use to represent the earth element, and the square at the top is the symbol which in the 5-element system represents earth. And in another video I'll also share about these types of minor earth lines. Something very important and worth mentioning for hand readers, especially if you're interested in doing timing on lines, then this would be the line that is most amenable for accuracy in reading timing in people's lives. And the reason for this is that the line is known as the Saturn line, and the Greek name for the god Saturn, the Roman god Saturn, was Kronos, and that was Old Father Time. The word chronology, the etymology of that word, comes from Kronos. So the very tradition that's associated with this line depicts time. And in another video, for those hand readers who are gifted with that type of intuitive perception that they can pick up timing of events on lines, I will present another video just specifically on how to time events on this minor earth or fate line. In next week's video I'll speak about the beginnings of the minor earth line, which are the three primary beginnings inside the lifeline, in the middle of the palm, and flowing in from the moon mount. I'll see you next week. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and don't forget to like and subscribe.